Hey, what's happening, everybody? Um, we're getting up and started. Remember, I'm on a Mac, so I'm over here struggling a little bit, but don't make fun of me. Maybe give me some advice if I could find the question boxes.
Yeah, get a Windows PC. There's your advice.
Well, I did. It crashed. That's my problem. I wish I had unlimited.
Let me put you in contact with my security guy, okay?
Something.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't figure out how to see the questions. So, Jeanne, I'm just going to need you to repeat them if when they ask questions. But first off, can everybody hear us?
Karen and I are both here for questions, so you're good.
Okay, cool. Karen, man, what a lifesaver she is. We
all need a Karen.
Right? I was telling her, I was like, man, that's like having a rock. That's what I need.
Somebody
that kind of keeps you grounded and keeps you right. I'm dealing with insurance companies today. If that's not a fiasco in its own, how many people have ever had to deal with insurance companies? Is it not extortion? I mean, what is this? Why do you even pay them? But anyways, and then it's illegal not to pay them is what even freaks me out. But stay focused and not start ranting on what all my force of averages here. We're here for the bonus. A lot of you noticed I think I did this webinar for like nine events to set up. You're going, what am I signing up for 9 events? Remember, man, I'm going to work with you every week until you sell a roof or sell something, right? We're here to hit home runs and wins, not loses. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that's your intentions too. And so know that every Monday at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be here going over the process, the road to a sale, the way to reformat. If you're not making sales right now, sometimes you got to go back to the basics and reformat yourself, and you always go back to what's called the road to the sale. Okay, and if you ever have been good at sales at one time before, and now all of a sudden something's going wrong or something's happening where you're just not closing as many deals, I'm telling you, look at the road to a sale. You're skipping a step and just don't realize it. Okay, and I'll go more into every each step. Some people say there's 12 steps. Some people say there's 10 steps. I will go into more of them in the future when I've got my go-to webinar. My slide deck where I can do it a little bit better than we're stuck here. But first, you got to decide where you're at in sales. Okay, a lot of you may or may not know. I know Jeanne's been to them. I traveled and did road sales where we would sell more. You would come to our workshop events, and you would get more clients, more revenue when you left than you came, which is completely opposite of most of these events that some of the marketers or people are putting on. Most of them are putting all their friends up there to pitch you 9 things that day, and then they're going to jump up on stage and go, "Why ain't you focused?" Well, because you just pitched me 9 of the coolest things I ever heard, and you made them sound so easy, right? So,
hey, Syd, I cleaned out my closet recently, and
yeah.
I found hanging in my closet that baseball shirt that said Sales Boot Camp on it. Remember that?
It's a cool jersey, and then I had to give mine away because the guy didn't have. He thought he got left out. I didn't want him to be left out.
But, well, you can have mine.
Those were nice jerseys. I paid stupid money for those things. They were really like that's like a professional jersey. Yeah.
I know.
Well, they were fun events, right? And they were a lot of fun. But the one thing that I did, people are like, how do you get somebody to get into the sales mode in 3 days? Really in 24 hours, right? Well, it's simple. You have to establish where you're at in the sales game. Now, if you would do me a favor, and I'm only asking for this because I need you to pay attention, and you got to listen well. So turn off any distractions. This is important. Listen to me real quick. There's 3 steps that you are in sales. Okay. And I know it's cool to not be salesy, whatever, please. Everybody's in sales. If you're married, you're better than I am. You've already sold somebody and to sharing their life with you, right? I can't even close that deal, right? So don't think that Syd's some sales guy that you can't touch or can't be, because that's not true. I'm going to show you some easy, simple steps that will make any and all of you aware of your sales game, and you'll start noticing, man, I get my way a lot more now, right? And it's because you're going to be asking open-ended and closed-ended questions at the proper times, and you'll see it happen. But the first 3 things that you got to decide is this. There's one that's called an order taker, okay? And an order taker is still in sales, okay? And an order taker is somebody who, like, when they call in, somebody calls in or somebody, is showing a product, they can tell you a lot of information about the product or whatever. They can, totally help you with any questions you have. They can point you in the right direction if you run into any issues or problems, right? I mean, they're functional in business, and there's a lot of order takers out there, and that's good. Okay. Now, next, how many of you know an order taker right now? How many of you know an order taker?
Roger says he used to be one.
Okay. All right. Nice. Okay, Roger. And then
Brent, we are not showing slides. We have Syd's Facebook page up there, I guess, just to remind you who's talking. But no, there's no slides right now.
Yeah, there's no slides. Unfortunately. It didn't only have PowerPoint on this thing. This thing has Keynote, and I can't even figure out how to get it started. But anyways, so that's why you got to listen really, 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 really good, Brent. We're going to be audio learners today. Hey, Joy, how you doing? This is my good friend right there. Roger says he needs one this week. All right, we're going to make that happen, man. Now, listen. So we also have what's called a presenter. Okay. We also have what's called a presenter. Now, a presenter, right? A presenter is somebody who is somebody that, can actually sit there and actually present the product, can show you, typically, like in the car business, we used to call them gearheads, right? Because they can tell you everything about the car and do great walk-arounds. And yes, we could use this method with Facebook ads, Ron. It does all kinds of stuff, right? And you're able to sit there and present the product. You're able to show people, anything they have. You also have questions. You also know how to be an order taker. You can get people to support if they need. You're all around a pretty good guy. You know what I mean? Or a good girl, right? That's a good presenter. That's number 2. Okay. Now, then third, this is the last step of being a salesperson, is a closer. That's right, the dirty word closer. And I'll tell you, I'm a closer. And I'm proud to say I'm a closer because I've trained, studied, and educated myself through blood, sweat, and tears to become one. All right? It's not a bad word. When somebody's like, blah, 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 don't use that word. It's a dirty word. It sounds bad. Dude, that's because you didn't earn it. When you earn it, you ain't afraid to say it. Okay? And it does take skills. Okay? Yes, you're going to hear me close all day long, every day, Crystal. I'm ABC, baby. You ain't got to worry about that. All right? So, with being a closer, what is the difference between a presenter, order taker, and a closer? Well, a closer is somebody that will take somebody's rejection, rebuttal, and actually combat it, and rebuttal to it, right? Anybody that has a rebuttal that they think is tough or has stumped them, put it in the question box right now.
Hey, Syd, I'm going to try something here.
All right.
Everybody tell me if this works. I'm going to put this over here, and I will make notes as you talk. Can everybody see that?
Yeah, that might help. That'd be cool.
Okay, yes. Okay, cool. So I will type as Syd talks, and that way we'll have something to give to you. How about that?
There you go. Thank you.
All
That's
right.
all. Hey, that's overcoming and adapting. That's being a closer right there, Jeanne. What do you
Well,
know?
I got some good friends who help me,
Oh, Granny slipping in, isn't she? I love her.
Shy Granny. Yeah, they called me that in my sales letter. I almost passed out.
Don't even get me bragging on you, man. I'll spend the night too long.
No, don't.
Hey, so all right. So I see right here. I see one rebuttal. Hey, I want to do this, but I don't have the money. Kurt, what do you mean you don't have the money? I'm not asking you to invest. I'm not asking you to spend money. I'm asking you to invest in your business. How do you not have the money? Do you understand the value that I showed you before? If not, let me stop right now and re-go over, because normally by this point somebody's already signing up and writing a check. Give me another. Come on, hit me with any problem you have. Oh, I want to think about it. Let me ask something. I want to hit you straight up, Joy, because that's the kind of guy I am. I can go and get 10 friends as a references and put them down, and they're all going to talk good about me. But let's be honest. There's something that's holding me back right now. And what is it that you're wanting to think about? Let's go ahead and handle it right up front. That's the way we like to do business. What else? Hit me as fast as you want. There is nothing you can give me that I can't turn around.
What's the answer to I have to think about it? What'd you say it was?
Let's talk about it right now. What is it that you got to think about? If you got to think, what is it you got to think about? Let's think about it now and get it off the table. That's the way we like to do business. Take care of things as they happen. I want to discuss this with my wife and husband. Hey, I totally understand. I know decisions like this are really important, and you wouldn't want to make a move like this without with their consent. Can you get them on the phone right now? And let's say they say no. And then go, no problem. Well, listen, I want to give you everything that you're going to have to be 100% educated, and that way they know that you made a good decision. But trust me, when you see the value in this, you're going to be a hero when you go home. And then you try and, sell them on the value. Build the value over price equals sell every time. What else? I mean, you always just loop them back around. And here's the truth. And I'm just talking kind of open here. This ain't really part of my training, but here's the truth. Value, write this down. Value over price equals sell. Always. In friendships, in buying, in life, in relationships, marriage. You know what I mean? How many of you got the friend that just really takes a little too much out of you to answer the phone next time? You know what I mean? They're not building their value over price. Therefore, there is not going to be a sale that day.
What's the answer to I have to talk to my wife or partner? Tell me that again.
You agree with them and say, I understand you got to make a smart decision on this. However, when you see the value that that we're going to deliver today, I think you're going to be the one that's going to go home and be the hero to your wife instead of having to ask permission. I don't want to confuse anything. One day I'll tell y'all what they told us when I first started the car business. It was hideous. So it was so awful. Bad. But anyways, oh, because you're typing this. That's right, because I can't see that. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can do something. So, man, I'm going to X this, but I'll probably never see it again if I do, but whatever. So,
Are you not seeing the questions?
I can see the questions only. I just found those. But I can't,
good.
Or whatever you're doing. That's all. I'm sorry.
Okay, and repeat it, enough for me to type it here. I got value over price equals sales. So
Patty Rakowski's on the call. Oh, my goodness.
I know it.
Old familiar names. That's good.
Her name is Patty Ubiquitous Rutowski. She's everywhere. Yep.
Yeah, John Marenko's on the call. Hey, so I sent out a video to most of you, and you should have got it where I kind of showed a little bit about some of the stuff. Now, I'm going to have a lot more training on it, but you kind of get the gist. I mean, the one thing that I want to make sure everybody hears today is, you all remember when we used to produce tons of leads with Craigslist, and still do, right? I mean, it's very, very effective. Well, there's a new Craigslist, and it's showing to be twice as effective because there's a lot of easy ways to use it. That's not you're not hindered as much as Craigslist, and that's with Facebook Marketplace. How many people have advertised anything on Facebook Marketplace? Because I see one guy I know sold something the other day on it. John Marenko on there.
Colleen, she says she can't see the slides. Is everybody else seeing what I'm typing? Yeah. Everybody else is seeing them. Colleen, I don't know.
You log out.
Yeah, log in, log out, log back in. Okay, so here I'm going to put, we used to all use Craigslist to drive leads.
Well, you still should, because it's still effective.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. Don't get ahead of this, because they started charging March 15th.
Well, which is nice, because then you ain't got to pay you ain't got to pay a Nick or a who's that guy that we bought his business?
Ruben.
Ruben. You ain't got to use a Ruben. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't, I think that's awesome. So
But here's the questions that I have gotten from people. Okay, see, I was posting 5 times a day, or they were doing it for me. God knows I didn't do it.
They're not going to do that anymore because you pay $5 now.
Yeah, so that would be $25 a day times 30.
Well,
That would
no,
have been 750
you don't have
bucks.
to post like that to get noticed now. It actually cleans up the platform. That's why they charge the $5. So
That's
that
what I wanted to hear you say. So it's still worth it, $5. Do you think we need to be posted once a day, 3 times a week? I mean, are they going to stick?
I would take whatever you were spending with Nick or Ruben and spend that in the $5. So I mean, if you were spending $300 or 150 or 199, I don't know, whatever your price was for what you were doing, I would spend accordingly.
Okay, so we need to go back and still do that. And see, I just dumped it all. I didn't have time to figure it out. I was busy building a roofer course. So I just dumped it, but I'm going to go back and take a look at it again. So then you said that Facebook Marketplace is the new Craigslist. You want to talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, we can real quick if you want, not to jump off.
Well, you brought it up.
I just know they want to hear this. I sent a whole video about it. They should have watched the video, but
I didn't see the video. Where was it?
In my email.
Sid. Okay, I didn't have time to watch it today.
Anyway, so with Facebook Marketplace, it's only available in like 70% of the country. There's some places that it's actually not available. That's the drag. But the positive is that you can go anywhere. You don't have to have like a local IP like you got to with the Craigslisting stuff. You don't have to sit there and clean your every image and because if they notice like multiple images that they'll ghost you. You know what I mean? There's no ghosting. I mean, the whole idea of ghosting's kind of crazy, right? You all of a sudden you go invisible, but you don't know it. They don't tell you or show you. You just all of a sudden your ads don't show. That's horrible, right? And that's like somebody cheating on you. It's horrible. So, but with the Facebook, you can actually put it in and go anywhere that you want. Now, here's what I recommend. People say, what image should we use? And even with Craigslist, you should use no image sometimes, and you should use multiple images. You should split test it, right? And try, it's all going to be pattern disrupt. You know what I mean? It's going to be what gets somebody's attention because there might be another, roofer on Craigslist, which I'm sure there is, right? And what's going to make you open it? It's just like an email, subject line, right? So try a couple different ones and find out which one's working the best, and you'll be able to perform. And when I say perform, I mean, these things will produce, like, let's use roofing, since we're here for Roof Roundup. I'm telling you, they will produce 25 to 30 leads, pretty much any market between Craigslist, and then if you use Facebook too, you'll get more, right? And we average about 40 leads a month always. Okay.
I'm going to read something here that John said. John's a sharp guy here. He said the advantages of Facebook Marketplace: access to Facebook Messenger. The buyer. I don't know what he means by that, but
because you can see them, you can look at their background, you can look at their page, and you can sit there and study them before you talk to them or call them back.
Okay. Access to complete marketplace or just to certain groups. And Patty wants to know, are you saying that Facebook Marketplace for contractor services? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I did notice that there's not a services category.
No, it's not.
So what do you recommend, Sid?
You get, sometimes you post it under the actual, like as a product, like as an item for sale.
Okay. I did find other roofers in some cities, so I'm trying to. I made some notes. Got to go back and look at them, but I want to duplicate where they are because I know that my ad will look way better than theirs does.
That's right. Yeah. There's nobody out there really shining bright as of yet.
And yes, there'll be a replay. We're recording. There will be a replay. Okay. We will send the video. Lots of people saying they didn't get the video, and it could be that you weren't on Sid's mailing list. I don't know, but
no, 80 people are actually opted out of my my thing because I mailed it. When we missed, I don't say we, I'll say I messed up on Friday. I emailed that list to re-invite them, and 80 of them are opted out. So I mean, it could be the reason too.
Well, hope they had a nice day. That's all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I could have sent a bad email, or they could have been, whatever. They might have thought they were getting rid of. I mean, that stuff happens. But if you need to opt back in, you need to send me a private message on Facebook or whatever, and I'll give you a link to do so.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to try to keep up with stuff, and I hate to keep interrupting you, but
that's okay. I didn't mean to
get deep in the weeds here. So
yeah, I just know that's something that everybody needs to know because man, it's so valuable, right? And I wanted to make sure everybody heard it. I didn't mean to pick that up right in the middle of talking about sales, but we understand that Syd, whatever. All right. So all right. So let's get back to closer, right? Now, how many people know a closer?
I do.
People know a closer.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
And
you know what? Here's a good place to say this. You are a closer.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay?
Yes,
you know what? And who could be more different than you and me?
Right? Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, right.
And am I a closer?
Hell yeah, you're a closer.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But do we go about this the same way? No.
No, we don't. No, we were complete opposites. So
we don't have to be like each other.
No, not at all. No, and you know what? I'm not telling you. I've never asked somebody to try and be like Syd because, I mean, it'll come across unauthentic anyway.
Yeah. So
it's funny. Like marketers will not allow people on their calls because they get insecure. They're going to like transfer authority. I don't care if somebody gets on the call and teaches how they sell. I love it because some people are going to resonate with it and go, man, I like that. I can do that. I ain't gonna do what Syd just said. You know what I mean? So I'm going.
And those are the most kind of comments that I've gotten from the folks who bought Roofer Roundup. Gee, we really relate to you. You sound so real and so nice. And well, I am, but I can close a deal.
Yeah, I got a lot of pressure. We both did. In the beginning, and I was like, man, I don't care. I was like, I like Jeanne, and as a person, and I know her she's a friend and a business, and she's like, I love watching their faces whenever I go. Dude, I've done 2,000 webinars, right? I go, do you want to know who the best salesman out of any of them, almost by double numbers? And they're like, who, Brian? They're hitting out, big marketers or whatever. I'm like, nah, Jeanne Glenda. What? The Harley grandmother? Jeanne Glenda is awesome, dude. You would never know it, right? Which we're just talking about sales.
BMW, don't ride a Harley.
Right. We called you Harley grandmother.
I know you did.
That's right, really. Man, they're awesome. But so, there is ways to do it. And Jeanne, I always call Jeanne my internet mama because you remind me of my mom. Dude, my mom is one of the best salespeople I ever met. I don't know if I ever told anybody this, but she had a call center selling magazine subscriptions. When I was a kid and I played Legos, I was on the floor with 15 telemarketers selling magazine subscriptions. And my mom was like doing tenfold any of them, right? So, you can be a closer and it's not going to be slick willy, fast talking, witty, you know what I'm saying? A closer, creates a path to make the decision clear and easy. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times a closer is a listener, not a talker. They listen to the problem and they're able to, and this is where Jeanne's just absolutely elite, is she's able to kind of like, almost like withdraw it from you. She's able to abstract it out of you, even when maybe you are trying not to tell her, right? She'll get to the bottom of it and get you to explain. And then before you know it, I mean, you're kind of sitting there in a psychotherapy, like psychiatrist visit, right? And she's being your mama. And the more you know it, you got a new roof, or whatever. So that's where it's that's what that comes from. So anybody that says, closer, and I know people try and, like I've said in the past, make it like sales is bad. Let me say this, okay? If you go to a car dealership and somebody asks you, hey, can I help you? And you say, no, I'm just looking. And they say, okay. And you're walking around, right? Or what if the salesmen don't want to be salesy and they don't ask you anything and just let you walk around the whole time and never talk to you? Now how you feel? I know how you feel because I know what people do when that happens, right? There's nothing wrong with asking for the business. In fact, it's more professional to ask for the business. It's actually rude not to ask for the business. How many girls are you going to date that you never asked to dance? It just ain't going to happen. It doesn't just, you don't just fall into something happening. Every time, with a deal, every time a deal is made, somebody had to take a leap of faith. Somebody had to, nobody's going to be able to be covered both ways to where nothing happens. Somebody's got to say, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith. And normally that happens after they see value, enough value in the sale. Does everybody get that? You see what I'm saying? So what happens when you go through, you present your product, right? Sometimes just showing the product, just the sexiness of seeing whatever it is. This skateboard is so cool and it's the right colors and my kid's going to love it. It's the color of his football team, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Just seeing it's enough value. But other times you got to, feature and benefit and build the value in it, right? And I call that $1 million walk around. Anytime you go, when you get to the end and you start to say, hey, so, we can do these prices, blah, blah, blah. And the people are like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. I'll let you know. Well, hold on. I just did the best presentation of my life. Why, what do you mean? Hold on. Right? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Hold on. Because they don't see the value. You haven't seen the value. Now, with digital products, right? Because we're nerds. We're all nerds, right? We're kind of, we're a little geeky. Some of us are intelligent, a little smarter than the others, right? If you, sometimes people say, all right, well, we'll think about it, or nah, we don't need that. Realize they might not even know what you're talking about. You might be talking about, you might sound Chinese to them because you're using RVM and this and that and CRM. And some people are like, what are they saying? And then as they turn around and send their facts, like, they don't, they're just old school, right? So,
Syd,
yeah,
we got some confusion here. Let me clear it up. When we're talking about using Craigslist or the new Craigslist Facebook Marketplace, we are talking about marketing for the roofers, finding
to get them.
homeowners who need their services. We are not talking about trying to find roofing clients to sign up for our marketing services.
Yeah, good job. Thank you.
Okay.
And, I apologize. Yeah,
No, I knew what you meant.
I totally assume people know what I'm talking about. Yep.
Right. Well, that's clear now. Okay.
Yeah. That's strictly to deliver leads to the roofer. So, for instance, with like a roofer, you can sell them the leads or whatnot, right? And that's how that's an easy, simple way that every one of you don't have to go learn any coding. You don't have to buy any product. You can figure that out. All right. Is everybody understands that? I didn't mean to lose anybody or mess up there. All right. Who's with me on the sales, right? We're talking sales, right? So we're getting our mind right now, right? And because listen, when we get off this call, you're going to understand when your mind's remapped and ready to be in the sales game, you're going to see some magical things start happening. And we're going to have a contest between everybody that's on this call.
We are?
Absolutely. Yes,
okay.
I'm going to recognize anybody that takes action and makes something happen.
Can I play?
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, so we're talking about value over price, right? We're talking about, building the value over the price. Does everybody understand that you don't have to be a witty, slick, fast talker to be that's not so bad. Now, hang on a second. These salespeople are supposed to be like slime balls. What do you mean you got to actually care and have a heart and have empathy in this world today, which is rare as hell? You know what I mean? So do this right now. And that's just because you need to practice, Michael Anderson. That's okay. Do this for me, though. Right now, put a 1 if you're an order taker, a 2 if you're a presenter, or a 3 if you're a closer. Because we need to document where you're at right now, Tom Lynch, Patty. Patty knows because she's been to my events.
Sid, somebody said that you have 5,000 friends and you can't take anymore. I'm
Yeah,
looking
my
up.
my personal profile, I'm maxed out on friends. But if you go to my public profile, which is Sid Michael, and I list all my authorities in my title to get it listed.
All right, which one are you? I'm going to find it. Author, sales trainer, that one.
That's me.
All right, let me show you guys this one. All right.
I'm sorry, I thought that was the page, but it's all right. It'll be me.
Is that a good one?
Yeah, that's mine.
There you go. So when you see that roughy, scruffy beard,
You know what's funny? I don't have a beard right now. I shave.
I know you don't, but and then you see the cool logo with the red and the gold. I always did love that. That is the one you want to go to. Sid Michael - author, sales trainer, motivator, and automotive something. Okay. And it looks like this. Okay. So you can connect there by liking it, and then you can send him a message there, right over there. See? Send message. Okay. So there you go.
The best part about today's training, you can, you can sell, sales is universal, right? You don't have, there's nothing else to get. It's all about just absorbing it, getting involved and taking it right now. And we're going to go into a little bit of some of the habits and some of the things that you want to make sure that you're aware of, so you're able to hire better salespeople too, right? Like one thing that in the events that really pushed people was, competitive. That's, bottom line, that's really what it has to do with it. I mean, we're competitive people. That's what pushes you, to get out there and do things that, and take action and maybe, take a chance. It's because you want to win, man. I love winning. Winning's probably one of the best feelings in the world, if you ask me. How about you, Jeanne? You like to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
I've been waiting for the person that's going to say, "I want to be a loser," right?
They don't have to try; they already are. But
that's right. That's exactly right. Right. So, and so everybody, the reason why I asked you to put in the 1, 2, or 3, because I want you to document where you're at. One of the events we went to, one of the guys that was he was leading it, but then another lady passed him at the end. But he started out, he said he was a 3. He was a 1. He was a presenter, right? But by the end, he was a closer, right? Because he went through that process in his mind. If you're struggling with sales and if you are a order taker right now, and if you try to start really going straight into learning true closing skills, you're overshooting it. You're getting the cart before the horse. You just need to focus on becoming the next piece, and then it'll naturally push you into the next one. Right? Can
I say something here?
Absolutely.
Okay. One of the things that I hear the most from people is that they struggle with fear. Fear that they won't know what to say, fear that they'll sound stupid, fear they don't know their stuff. I mean, that people what if themselves to death. So in anticipation of that kind of fear, with really not knowing how to be a closer, that's why we gave you a beautiful website template in the course.
Yep.
Because you can shut just about anybody up when you are giving them something.
It's an ethical law of persuasion, right?
Yes. So you use, if you want to give them Facebook marketing, okay, use that instead. But it always warms people up when you can give them something. Now, it doesn't take long to customize that simple website that Nick made for us, and it's in the course, all included in that crazy low price. And you heard me on the phone in the course warming the guy up, cold call. I just found him on Facebook and learned something about him and called him up and said, hey, and then, of course, he pushed back on, well, we've tried this before and blah, blah, blah. And I just said, basically, your website sucks. I can build a new one for you. I don't have the money, blah, blah, blah. No, 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 I'm not asking you to spend anything. And he said, wait, 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 what do you mean? I mean, I'm going to do it for you. For free? Yes. And all of a sudden, he was my new best friend.
Because what happened when you said that? The value of Jeanne and the call, right,
Yeah.
blew up, right? All of a sudden, whoa, this lady on the other line has some value.
Yeah, and he could not believe it. And I said, well, you just rest assured, I'm trying to show you that you can trust me. I know you don't know me. I'm trying to show you that you can trust me. And so the next thing that will happen, and people have asked me this, please don't email me again and ask me this because I'm staying up half the night answering emails as it is. But I will tell you here that the next thing I will say to him is, did you like that website? Oh, good. Why don't we start small?
Right.
And work on something else?
Following up. Well, because what does most people do after they sell somebody? They alienate and run from them. They like hide because they're afraid that they're going to hear bad news. It's weird that people do that, but it is what we're kind of programmed to feel like for some reason.
So you start small. You don't say, okay, now I'd like to ding you for $1,500 a month. Here's what I want to do for you. No, 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 no. You work up to that, and finally when they start getting phone calls, and you know what each one's worth because I showed you that in the course.
Hey, so what are you building right there by starting small, Jeanne? What would be the word that you're building with them?
Trust.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. That's what all we really want at the end of the day is what we pay for. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, and Clay said, credibility, but and you're also building relationship, which is why I love this model better than just selling cold leads to lead gen sites.
Yep.
And I've got both. I know how both things work, and if you want to do that, that's fine. It's your business. But I like this because I can build on the trust, have a relationship, and then I become a consultant. Right now, a couple of my roofers have come to me and said, what else can we do? It's kind of slow right now. Okay, so I went researching and I found a company that will go do door hangers with a guy with a GPS on him, showing that he actually went to the houses.
Yeah.
And hang doors, especially after a storm. So, I mean, you become a consultant, you become trusted, and they will never, ever complain about that $1,200, $1,500 a month. Never. Even when it's slow, even when maybe they didn't come out ahead, which I don't know if that's ever happened, but they will not complain. And that's why we gave you that website. And folks, if you cannot give a website away to a guy who's got none or one that's crap, you might need to think about a different career. I'm serious. We've made it so easy.
And the cool thing is, like, websites are also trusted and credibility enough now. Like, people know that it's something they need to do. Like, it's on their own mind. Man, our website looks like crap. You know what I mean? So, they know it. They just want to trust the person that says, that says they can deliver it and not feel like they're getting, rammed or taken advantage of on the price.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll shut up. Go ahead.
No. It's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. Hey, one thing, just because I know my buddy Paul Lester, good friend, good to see you, Paul. He asked a question real quick. How do you cover the hosting part?
I cover it myself. It's pennies.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that's one of the stacks that I'll offer them later. Okay, you like that website? It's only going to be, $100 a year to host it. No big deal. Or make it $75. I don't care. My hosting has virtually unlimited room on it, and I don't mind hosting it. That way I have full control of it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a leash or like a last. As long as you have that hosting, you're always going to be able to have that one last conversation. Nobody's going to run away and just disappear on you. So why it's probably worth offering it to them for free, especially if you got a unlimited or very inexpensive. That's smart.
Yep.
So all right, I don't know, like, and I don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess at a high volume, but I don't know. I wouldn't look at like making $100 recurring off of hosting fees as a good product or profit model. Would you, Jeanne? I mean,
Nah,
you just
I
make
just,
enough
I
money
just,
per. But I'm sure. I mean,
yeah.
I guess if it was a big company, they'd probably make millions off of that over a while.
Yeah, I mean, if you see it's not going in the direction you want to go, yeah, I'd charge them for hosting. But
Yeah.
I have not failed to get a really good paying client, even starting small. So I don't worry about it.
I just think that anytime like somebody's like talking about what they did with their website, you know what I'm saying, and they're like, well, what'd you pay? Whatever, dude, I don't even pay for hosting. What? You know what I mean? Like you want to be the last thing they remember. You want to be very aggressive with, and then everything else is kind of like washed away. You know what I mean? You can put almost the blinders on them from that. I don't know. But anyways, all right. So cool. Very good. All right. So we went through the 3 steps of knowing where you're at. And yeah, it was kind of backwards. 1 was a presenter, 2 is an organizer, or no, 1 was an order taker, 2 was a presenter, and 3 is a closer. Okay, so you got to know where your step is, and so now we want to start focusing on taking you to the next step. Now, I noticed Roger said, "Man, I'm not afraid to look stupid or fail. It's not something I feel good." Read the rest of that question if you can see it. It stops at good for me.
Who?
Roger Weaver down at 337.
Hang on. I have to go up. He's up. Roger Weaver. Okay, it's all about not being afraid to look stupid and fail. Not something I feel good about, but get through it. I think that's a statement. It's not a question.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, well, I mean, nobody feels good. Let me tell you something. I don't feel good. I mean, I feel nervous. I get butterflies. I get scared. I get anticipation. I get antsy. We're human. But, fear is not, it's not like I know go through, it's not a reaction. It's a condition. Or it's a reaction, not a condition. You seen that little toddler that was playing with that snake in the water that one time? Don't tell me fear is not taught to people. You don't know to cry until your mom freaks out, and then you know to cry to get your mom to freak out. That's a fact, right? So we're conditioned to be that way. We all feel that way, okay? But let me tell you when you stop feeling that way. You want to know what it takes? You want to know the silver bullet to what it takes to never feel that way ever again? All you have to do is do it. You got to get out and get comfortable with it. When you practice and you have it happen to you a million ways from Sunday, you know what I mean? There's nothing they can say that's going to scare you, worry you, or make you, want to jump off a roof or hide. Like, in fact, I mean, it's at some points when, in my career, I've gotten to the point when the person shakes my hand, I almost, I'm like, man, this guy don't know. He don't know it, but he's about to go home in a car or whatever, right? There's nothing they can say. You can completely control them. And you get so used to it, you're like, you can tell by the way they're sitting in the chair if you got a deal. You can tell by their mannerisms, the way they talk, things they say, all that stuff. Because you know it. You're ready for it. And the way you come up with those things is by doing it. By failing forward. All that is good. Like, how many people know the Kiyosaki guy, right? Robert Kiyosaki or whatever. Do you know his company, they like praise people for failures, good failures, where they fell forward? They praise them. They want them to acknowledge it. Like, let everybody say, hey, I just made this mistake. Check this out. And this is how I did it and why I did it. And look what I learned. Instead of, we're taught to, like, man, you accidentally break something or do something wrong. You try and cover it up. You put the rug over the stain in the carpet, right? That's the way we're taught. But it's actually a good thing. You want to fail because failing is growing. Let me tell you why I can actually train things. Because I failed every way from Sunday twice. I know I can give you information and give you, knowledge that will maneuver you around making a mistake. And hopefully you can get the fast track and get into the, get some lift off before making the same mistakes I did. Right? All right. So, I totally agree. Renee just said the only true failure is not trying, and that's a fact. And listen, you know, you don't think that I don't go out on some days and start like I'll start prejudging the customers, right? I'll start going, oh man, that place they're not gonna sell no cars. I mean, look at that, all they got is white vans. I ain't gonna walk in there. You know what I mean? And I call that the force of average, or the devil on my shoulder, right? It's sitting there telling me, man, you're done. You've worked hard. It's 12 o'clock. Go eat lunch and go home. You're all good. And it's talking to you. It talks to all of us. But that's the difference between
we have electricity because somebody failed thousands of times.
That's right. That's right. I love some of those stories about that. You know, they had it on the History Channel where they talked about Tesla and all those guys. Man, it was insane. But the Westinghouse was the guy that amazed me the most. He understood breakage. But anyways, we should talk about that and show that one day, because that is a heavy lesson learned. I think it's strong as death. But so all right. So let's talk about actually going into sales. How much time do we got? We got 10 minutes, right? So understand that you can sell leads to the roofer. You can sell the website to the roofer, right? You can if you know SEO or you have an outsourcing place to do it. Which personally, if I was a one-man band and I wouldn't be trying to be accountant, provider, fulfillment, all that stuff. I would find a good, solid fulfillment for any of that stuff, right? I want to pass off that like a hot potato and get back in and talk to another customer so I can sell another one. Okay. All right. So we know some easy ways, and we've got several products here, right? So I'm not going to start it now because we got just 10 minutes left, but next week I'm going to show you, and we're going to role play exactly how to sell leads. I'm going to show you how to sell, and I start off low. I read some data the other day that like the average roofing lead right now is like 200 and something bucks. I started off low. I do 25 leads for $40 or 40 leads for $25, depending on what niche it is. But for roofing, I think it's fair to do 25 leads at $40 a piece. Why do I do that? I put a cap on it because I personally turn down people that have open-ended contracts all the time, because I'm like, man, I don't want to come in on Monday and find out that it's 10 grand on that car that we sold for $9 because I got 400 leads, right? So I like to put a cap on certain things. Hogs, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered type deal. I like to do that, and it also does a takeaway. It makes exclusivity and does a takeaway from them. I let them know after they've paid for 3 months and they've proven that everything, we've got a good relationship here. We can submit for an approval to get additional leads. Does that sound like something you'd want to do if you started getting 40 solid leads and selling some deals? Absolutely, sir. Well, understand you're only getting 40 today. That's all you can have, right? Because you're building scarcity. All ethical rules of persuasion, right? Very cool. All right. I don't want to. I want to be very aware of your time. I don't want to take all day from you. Listen, just go out and talk to people. If you don't feel cool coming across as the authority, go in there as a consultant. Say, listen, I think I'm onto something here, and I've got this great website template. I'm looking at your website, and it looks like you could really benefit from this. Tell me what you think about this. Like, get their advice. You know what I mean? Ask them to show them. People love to talk. All you got to do is get them to start talking.
Here's another good comment from some smart person here. Let me find it. Wait a minute. It's so good. I got to find it.
Barbara's in France on a boat.
I know. I do not feel sorry for her.
I was going to say.
Wait a minute. Okay, here. This is from Paul. He said, worrying about the hosting or the website is like trying to sell a car by speaking about the lug nuts.
Yeah.
Your prospective pitch to high value. Yeah. Free boat with the purchase of a trailer. And folks, I wrote you an email, last week sometime, because I was inundated with emails. And listen, I'm happy to hear from you. I mean, you know I love people, but almost every email right after the course sales kind of ended was, what if? Well, what if? What if this? What if that? And I just said, stop what-ifing yourselves to death. Don't look in the future and grab things that might not go right. What if I can't figure out SEO? What if I can't, what if I have trouble customizing the website? What if? Just go get a client. We're here to help you. We're not going to let you
How do you think
drown.
better processes are discovered? They're just not discovered by the one that has all their what ifs answered. They're the ones that go out and figure out a way to make it work. And then all of a sudden they're like, what do you mean you didn't do it that way? Well, nobody does it that way. Where the hell did you figure that out? Well, I figured
Yeah.
out.
Sid, do you remember when we were in Las Vegas, 6 years ago, and Jack Mize was there?
Yes.
And I became known, because Jack and I worked together on some things after that, I became known to Jack as the lady who sells it first and figures it out later.
Jeanne, that's how I started AUA Family. Dude, I came home, I came to Brian, I said, man, I go, we got to start posting cars on Craigslist. He goes, well, how are you going to do it? I said, I don't know, but I got $5,000 right here to figure it out. Like, that's what we...
Yeah, I mean, if I had everything figured out before I sold something, I'd be one broke old lady.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth. Don't worry about stuff. Just go get yourself a client.
Yeah, well, no, let me explain that deeper, just so people understand. It is about the story and the experience. That's what people are buying. They're not buying so much the actual product all the time. You know what I mean? Like some of the best, most successful 1%ers I have, I'm talking about guys that are doing, 50, 80, 100 grand a month. They don't, man, they can't even tell you exactly what the product does. It's all about the story, the response, and the experience. And, obviously the result numbers, but they're not the gearhead that over analytically thinks into all the lug nuts, right? And it sounds funny because you do want to educate yourself on that stuff, but people don't want to hear that stuff. They don't care. They really don't. All they want to hear is the highlights and how am I going to feel afterwards. Just paint the picture for them. You can even follow up certain statements, and I don't want to like confuse people with. You can follow up certain statements with like little like comments where they can picture it in their head. For instance, like, hey man, you ever get bet on any basketball game? Say you're selling them, I hate to use this, but you're selling them something. You go, man, they're like little gold coins and they fit in your piggy bank every time. You say that after what you said, like what you're selling them. And they picture in their head gold coins going into their little piggy bank, probably the one they had when they were a kid. Man, that feels awesome. You paint that picture of what it would feel like to do business with you. You see? So I know it'll be, man. I know that without the slides, it probably was a little bit harder because I know people are visual learners also, and I apologize. Once again, I'm up here in Jackson, Tennessee, doing business. I'll let everybody know what I'm doing once it's done. And man, y'all are gonna freak out. This is bigger than the car lot right here. But anyways, we'll get slides for sure when I can get back on the PC. Jeanne, thank you so much for covering my butt and being my mom and having my back like you always have.
You're welcome. I love you.
Yeah. And I thought I heard Leon for a second. Tell him I said hello. And
yeah, he can't. He you know how he is. He just comes in and starts talking.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because he always thinks
that I'm available. I brag about him all the time. I love his story too, man. Like, anyways, I can talk all day about that. But anyways, so hey, everybody have fun. Hey, it's Monday, so it's not like you go and relax and take the weekend on a Friday call like I do a lot of. It's Monday, so take the information that you have right now and go find something and come back to me and tell us what you found. Tell us what you learned, right? Let's create some engagement now, okay? All right. Yes, there will always be a replay. We will get out a replay, and we'll put something together or I don't know. There'll be a replay on my Facebook pages.
Okay, I have to clear this up. When I said stop what-ifing yourself, somebody thought I said stop effing yourself. No, 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 I did not say that. What-ifing, like what if this, what if that. You know I would not say that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's funny, man. You know, sometimes, like, if you just assume, you know, you just don't know. I mean, you go on through life thinking that's what they said the whole time.
Well, Ken was really humored by it, but okay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Granny dropped the F-bomb. I probably you won't hear that.
I save mine for really particular situations that don't happen often. Somebody wants to know, what is the link to your newsletter system? I don't have a clue what he's talking about.
A newsletter system? To be on my emails, you mean?
I don't know. Paul, you want to put that back in there? I don't know.
Oh, no, Jeanne, what is the link to your newsletter system?
I don't have a newsletter system.
No. Paul, you're getting her mixed up with, you know who did newsletters a long time ago? It was Leanne.
Oh. That's been a long time ago. And Leanne actually bought this course. She might even be on here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wasn't me. Although I do use newsletters for my chiropractic clients, but that has nothing to do with roofing.
Yeah, I think he's thinking of Leanne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the same girl.
All right, cool. All right, so let's rock and roll. Everybody, it's 3:59. So with respect to everybody's time, do you see any other questions that stood out there? Listen, you got access to my Facebook group. You can find Jeanne on Facebook also. If you have any questions, just send us a private message. That's the best way to do it. When you send an email, sometimes there are outgoing emails. Like I get 2,000 emails a day, and I'll be honest, man. Sometimes I just don't see them. The subject lines get so good that you can't decipher one of somebody trying to sell you something or actually trying to talk to you. So, anyways, let's rock and roll. Everybody have fun?
Hang on, I'm answering Howard. Don't hang up.
Howard, good man.
All right. Yeah, he sure is.
Hey, and remember, next Monday at 3 o'clock. Who's going to be back next Monday? All right, that's what I'm talking about. You got to commit. Let's change something, because let me tell you, end of the day, if you don't change something, I can guarantee one thing, you're going to be right where you at where you started, because you ain't changed.
So what's their homework, Sid? What's their homework?
Homework is to actually, I think they should go and post. I personally think they should post a list on Craigslist and Marketplace. That should be the homework.
Okay, they want to know what should the ad look like and all. I mean, does that matter?
What if too much? Go in there.
Okay.
Yeah, go in. Like a lot of people don't realize this. Like, and I know some people put the
No. Wait. We told them that the Facebook Marketplace was for advertising for the roofers. They don't have roofers yet.
Okay, so they want to.
So that's not good homework.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, you know, what we do. I post them and do case studies to see if it works. Even a car. Before I buy a car, I'll post an ad for it to see if anybody's going to call me and ask to buy it.
Let me give them some homework, okay?
Okay. All right.
Go through the course quickly again, especially the parts where I tell you how to drill down and find the perfect prospect. Make some phone calls. I don't care if you make one. You have one phone call to talk about next week. How about that?
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
I told you how to find a list, and it works. Go in there and look at those modules about, prospecting and finding the perfect person, and there's one called Gathering Further Intel. Find your list and make one phone call. Find somebody with a crappy website.
Yep.
Or find somebody with no website, even better. Just call them up and say,
you know the coupons that you get mailed, those like value packs? Look at their roofer, because if they're spending money on value pack, which,
that's right.
They're great for any of these services, because you're going to be able to outperform them. That's a fact.
Yep.
And they spend money, obviously, because they got, value pack or whatever.
So there's your homework.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a baby step. If you want to take giant leaps for mankind, do that too. Come back and tell me you had 50 calls. I will love you.
There you go.
Okay,
right.
they got it. They
Every
got
single one of us, 3 o'clock next Monday. I look forward to seeing you again, and let's rock and roll. See you guys.
Okay, see ya. Bye.